Other Object 140 game. This one on Westfield with Hardest and Polka in my platoon. The enemy team on this match had a couple of decent looking players, particularly two of their tier 10 mediums. Well, there are only two tier 10 mediums, but what appeared to be and what they actually were quite different things. So first things first, I head towards a town. As you would have seen in my T54 video probably by now, I usually go up here, just try and get a quick shot into whatever goes into town first. So I'm sort of hesitating here. There's our first victim. I get one shot into him, he shoots at me and misses. I scrub my second shot, which allows him to get a shot into me. And with one more shot, this one pens, and I'm out of there. That shot hit a wall, but I wasn't really concerned about where it hit, I just wanted to get out of his way. Hardest has gone on the 0 line first, just in case the enemy mediums rush up. He was not sure if they'd go up there or not. Meanwhile, I find an IS-8 all by himself down the bottom of town. Take him out quickly, and here we see a Waffenträger getting focus fired. The enemy Object 140, who's actually one of their best players stats-wise, is being completely useless, hiding in a little depression off to my left. Their 62A, who is their best player stats-wise, is already dead. Trying to take a quick shot at the 50B, but miss. Now the main problem we had in this match was so much of our team hung back. I mean, it's already 2 minutes into the game, just over 2 minutes into the game, and there's only 3 of us in town so far. That's pretty bad. I mean, a couple of people have been hit, but 3 tanks in town just isn't enough. You can see me trying to get shots in this 57, but it's just not happening. See, my problem is nobody's spotting north, so I can't shoot anything in the side, and I can't spot it myself without exposing my my side armor to the enemy Object 140, or driving out in front of a bunch of TDs that could vaporize me. So I start working my way northwards. I figure I'll have to get closer to the action if I want to get any shots in. I spot the Waffenträger, but I can't hit him. What I can hit is this IS-4. I scrub my first shot. I think I was actually shooting his front armor. I thought he had his back to me. My second shot manages to go through his turret. I back away, try and get out of the line of fire because I saw his turret was turning to face me. I start hugging this building, trying to find more shots. I've got only very brief windows of opportunity here because there's a lot of wrecks and buildings and walls and things blocking me. Makes it difficult to get shots. The enemy Waffenträger is already dead, thankfully. Around here I turtle up for a minute trying to work out why Polka and Hardest don't appear able to hear me in TeamSpeak. So I tabbed out for a second to check my sound settings. I decide to move from this position, and in doing so get lit. And I get slapped in the side for 409 damage. I think it was the IS-7 that did it. It may have been the E75 though. So the Object 140 hasn't moved. He's still in that spot, being completely useless. I think he was shooting the guys in north, but I mean he's let me take control of the town. Myself and this IS-4, we control the town. His team can't use it. We control the north because Polka's guarding it, as well as our Waffenträger 4 and our JP 100. So he's really just shooting himself in the foot by sitting there. His team has lost map control. Hardest and the T-54 and Batchat are all taking the south. So we've got their whole team bottled up now in this top corner of the map. Now you'd think they'd be about to lose artillery support, but they did still have a medium left in their base, as well as the 140 on Overwatch. So our mediums were forced to fall back. So they did actually maintain their artillery support right throughout the game. I start backing out. I don't want to take too many more hits. I was lucky that was only a 0 damage tracking shot. Our bat chat manages to clean up the enemy T-54 and T-71 around the same time. And so I begin to push around the bottom end of the town, around the south. I'm trying to get shots on these heavies. I want to take the IS-4 first since he's low health. Get one shot into him. A lot of the time you'll see me do this. I'll pop up auto-aiming somebody and take a quick shot. It's probably a bad habit, but it's one that I've come to use extensively in my Soviet mediums just because they're so accurate and their guns do pen very well. It means I can expose myself for a lot less time than if I tried to manually aim the shot. Funky J Rob taunts me endlessly about it, probably with good reason. I take 2 unnecessary hits from the C75 and 50B here. So I start to back up. I don't want to be caught in front of that 50B. Hardest cleans it up for me. I get another shot into the E75. Now there's the enemy E3 left to deal with. I make a blind shot in his direction. Hardest and I are hull down. Sorry, I can't speak, I'm tired. So we just try and exploit this position here to avoid getting hit by the E75 while we deal with the E3. The other problem is the amount of wrecks is just making it a bitch to try and draw outline on that E75. So I decide to sort of work my way around. I spot the T-57 coming up from beneath us. I tell Hardest we both turn to face the threat. He takes the corner because he has more hit points than me, even though I have better armor. So 57's lit, he's coming towards us. Hardest gets a shot into him, but it doesn't discourage him. Hardest gets one more shot into him, but the 57's got the enemy object 140 with him. He's finally decided to move from his mountainside perch. So Hardest is trying to get shots on those guys, but he's at the point where they're going to just put in shells for every one of his. So something here needs to happen. Thankfully, neither of these guys are keen to push us. The 57 is one-shottable for Hardest, one-shottable for me if I high roll. The object 140 is not going to last very long against my DPM. We had the advantage, even though the actual number of tanks is fairly close. It's only 8 and 7 kills each. We do have control of the map. We have the entire enemy team bottled up in this little corner. So really we can do what we want. We still have Polko alive as well with his bullshit wagon. So these guys really don't want to push us. The 140 drops back. I think he was trying to find another way around, I'm not sure. So I begin to orient myself to fight. If he comes over the top of the hill, I want to be able to stop him from pushing into myself and Hardest. So Hardest keeps an eye on the T-57 while I work my way up. I get ready for a quick passing shot on the E-75. Bounces. That one doesn't. And he's finally down. That gives me some freedom of movement up here since the E3 is also dead. Trying to figure out what to do here. In that time, Hardest spots the 140. He's been playing around down there. And I start thinking, oh, I'll just take the shortest way down. I should have gone over to my right. It would have been a lot easier. Much smoother terrain. But anyway, I come flying down the hillside. Hardest manages to kill the 140, who for all his good stats did very little to ensure his team's victory. Hardest manages to get the shot in on the 57 as well before I can. I just keep trucking straight for the enemy arty. So it was a fairly slow and drawn out game. Primary reason for that was just we didn't have the tanks in north. We didn't have the tanks lit on the enemy side. We didn't have presence there to push them. We did control the map though, and in the end that's what really counts. So I managed to get a quick shot off, steal that last guy off hardest, pay him back for the T-57, and now it's just the IS-7 left. I'm just going to punch the time acceleration button because I capped fast and it took our team forever to kill that guy. You can hear Polka hammering away with his autoloader there. He takes a hit, but the IS-7 goes down.